King. Yesterday's cake was a little bit of a fail at the end of the day. It didn't set in the middle at all, like properly. I didn't realize that I can't use springform pans for every cake. So I ordered new pans to make that cake again properly as a proper cake. But for today, what we're doing is adapting the recipe. Oh, this is the knife of me still trying to check the center because the center was not setting. So anyways, we're back. We are gonna try to convert the recipe into mini cupcakes. So that's what we're doing today. Where's your baba? Go get your baba. Where's your baba? Go get it. All right. So let's turn some lights on. Where is it? Let me see. There you go. Okay. So we're gonna put this away. We'll pull this. Oops. Great. And then let me turn the heater on. Heater's on. Heater's on. We need some things to get soft and room temperature and whatnot. Okay, so we need the buttermilk. Buttermilk and the egg. So let's pull our buttermilk out. So we're using 170 grams of buttermilk. We want to be room temperature, but it's a little cold. It's cold outside and it's cold in my apartment, even though I'm turning all the heaters on. So we might need to zap it in the microwave a little bit. 170 grams. I think I'm gonna have just enough. Boom. Okay, now let's zap this a tiny bit. 30 seconds. And then we need an egg. Crack it now. Your eggy. No. Feels not cold. Okay, we'll set the egg aside. Thankfully, it doesn't have any shells in it. I want to get my little coffee ready. I haven't had coffee this morning. I'm baking these for my dear friend who just had, well, they produced an amazing show throughout this year that culminated in a live performance on Friday that was amazing at the Henry J. Kaiser Theater in Oakland. And so I'm making these little cupcakes as like, yay, good job, great job on the presentation and great job on this amazing show that you worked all year on. Um, Here's some cupcakes. So that's what we're making today. Ma'am, excuse you. No, my dog's trying to get my attention. She knows, she's smart. She knows that when I'm baking, That's when I'm more susceptible to give her treats because I need to focus. And the vet said that she's getting a little chunky, so we can't keep giving her treats every time she demands for some. I'm so sorry. You can't have all the treats. But you're very smart. You know that when mommy turns on the computer, when mommy turns on the phone, let's go bother her for some treats because she needs to focus. Okay, we're gonna get our cake flour. 165 grams of cake flour. Okay, so I use King Arthur cake flour, but I usually keep it in a jar. I already know that what's in here is not enough. So see what we got. I know it's very little. We need 165. Mm, 23. 165. Too much. 165. Okay. All right. So we have our 165 of cake flour that loves to stick to the bowl. Now, honey, no. 90 grams of hot brewed coffee or water. I have espresso from yesterday that we're going to heat up with some water. So let's see. Let's get some water. Okay. So if it's 90, let's do 45. 45. 95. Great. And then we're going to take this, bring it up to 90. Okay. And then, no, and then, honey, no.
Recently purchased the most popular glucose meter online.
Now,
With you. If you
we're
have
going
diabetes or
to
know anyone dealing with it, you understand how
take our 50 grams of cocoa powder. That's one. Okay. Okay. So now we need 50 grams. Yeah. Tiny bit left. Okay. So now we're gonna take the cup. Oh, we're gonna heat this up actually. Let's heat this up a little bit. We're gonna heat that up. Now we're gonna keep getting the rest of our ingredients. So we need 180 and 20. So we need granulated sugar. We have granulated sugar. We're gonna do 180 grams. And we're gonna do light brown sugar, 20 grams. Two hundred. Okay. Well over. Okay. So now I have to. We have to weigh this out again in something that can take hot water. Okay. 82, 90. Okay, now with this, we're gonna pour in our chocolate into the hot coffee water mix. It's espresso and water that's been brought up to heat to steam. So we're gonna add our Dutch process chocolate to it. And then we're gonna mix this up just like that. Smells very chocolatey. We're activating our chocolate right now with the hot coffee water combo. Okay, great. So now we're gonna set this aside and get the rest of our ingredients. So we're also gonna use a little bit of espresso powder. So I'm using King Arthur espresso powder. Okay, great. And now 2 grams. It's very fine powder. Pew, pew. Love it. Okay. And again, that's King Arthur espresso powder. Now we're going to set that aside. Okay, so we have our cake flour. We have our cocoa powder mixing with our hot espresso and hot water combo, 90 grams to 50 grams. We have our granulated sugar and our light brown sugar. We have our espresso powder. You can also use instant coffee, but I went ahead and ordered espresso powder. I have been using instant coffee. This is the first time that I'm using espresso powder. Now we need baking soda, baking powder, salt, baking soda, baking powder, salt, salt. Okay. So we need 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon baking soda. Okay. Then we need half a teaspoon of baking powder. And then half a teaspoon of salt. I think I have enough in my toss away jar. Almost enough. Wrong side. salt. Okay, great. Now we have our buttermilk. We need 40 grams of neutral oil. We're going to use canola oil. Okay. We're using canola oil, 40 grams. Foil.
Your health is your biggest asset. Health for California offers affordable health coverage for you and your family.
Okay, great.
Only pay
40.
secure future. Access the best available.
And we have, okay, melted semi-dark chocolate, 20 grams. So semi-dark, not dark. So 50 to 60%. So I have Ghirardelli, 60% cacao, which is considered bittersweet chocolate. And wait, well, and I actually, let me get a little wild and kooky. And I want to mix in some mini chocolate chips because this is for somebody who loves chocolate. Let's also mix in some mini chips because why not? I'm gonna melt that. I think 40. Now we need 5 grams of vanilla. I want to use vanilla bean paste. 5 grams. 7. 6. 6 is close to 5. 6 is close enough to 5. 6 is right next to 5. 6, 7, whatever. That's fine. A little extra vanilla never hurt anybody. Okay, now we have all of our ingredients. We have heated up our oven to the right temperature. Let's take a minute to line our pan. Okay, let's go over it again. Cake flour, Dutch processed cocoa powder, granulated sugar, light brown sugar, espresso powder, baking soda, baking powder, fine salt, buttermilk, neutral oil, melted semi-dark chocolate. Mix into wet bowl. Okay. Okay, so let's prepare our dry and our wet. So we have our cake flour that we're going to add our baking powder, baking soda, baking salt to, our espresso powder to. Then we're going to mix this up. And then we're going to add the sugar. Great. Now we're going to mix our wet. Sorry, my doorbell was just ringing. Okay. So we need to, honey, hush. Ma'am, excuse you. It's just the delivery people. Honey, excuse you. Honey, I said no. Honey, come here. Honey, come. Good girl. Thank you. Honey, no, come here. Stay over here. Okay. So for our wet bowl, we're going to take our coffee chocolate mix. We're going to scrape it out of our coffee cup. Okay. Actually, I'm going to pour the oil in here. We're going to use the oil to scrape up the rest. We can actually use the buttermilk to scrape up the last bit. Because yesterday's was not chocolatey enough. So I want all the chocolate. Okay, great. There we go. Now, okay. So now we have our vanilla. And the egg. And we're going to take all this. And we're going to mix this together. These do not want to melt. There we go. Okay. So we're going to melt this and then get it out of here. They want to melt. They don't want to melt. Let's do 10 more seconds. There we go. You don't want to burn it. Hello. Hi. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I'm trying to melt some chocolate, but not burn it. Okay, I think we're there. Okay, so now how do we get this off of here and in here? This is the $1,000,000 question. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. Now we're gonna take our super chocolatey wet mix and we are going to mix in our dry. Okay. So we're gonna take our dry. We're going to very gently mix it together. And we don't want to overmix. So as soon as it's starting to come together, I'm just kind of remixing, freestyling a little bit with this one. I want it to be super chocolatey, so I'm adding in some mini chocolate chips into the batter. We're just gonna very gently fold it all in, always scraping the sides of our bowl down and the bottom. And we're mixing just until combined. This is right about there. So then I'm gonna take great. Scraping down the sides. Okay. Now, again, because I want these to be super chocolatey, I'm gonna take a milk chocolate Ghirardelli chip and we're gonna drop one into the bottom of each one of these. Right. So now we're going to take our medium sized cookie scoop and use it to scoop out some of our beautiful batter and just scoop it right into our mini cupcake liner. Just like so. And we'll make a first pass, just like one scoop at a time. And then whatever's left at the end, we'll just kind of top them all off. But I like to get it as even as possible in the beginning.
Starting a fashion brand should not feel this impossible. Traditional print-on-demand platforms claim to support creators. Experience tells a different story. Captage, you get the tools real fashion.
Right. So I think some of these could be topped off a little bit. Right about there.
Your health is your biggest asset. Find covered California plans starting at $0 a month. Visit healthforcalifornia.com to help us embrace government discounts, easy coupons, and a free quote in 30 seconds. Apply in
All right,
5 minutes. Secure your future and
let's pop these babies in.
at Health for California.
Let's see. 10 to 12 minutes. So let's do 11 minutes. Okay. There's still enough in here. For a few more. Always scrape your bowl. Always, always scrape your bowl. Boom. Okay, see? Look at that. From the bottom of the bowl, we got 6 more minis. Scrape your bowl, scrape your bowl. Always scrape your bowl. Okay, clean up a little bit. Get a tiny bit of a mess here. All right. Okay. All right, 5 minutes left. Three minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes and we get to see the babies. 3 more minutes and we get to see the cupcakes. Still getting used to my bangs. Need to cut them shorter is why, but that's fine. How's everybody doing? Few more minutes and we'll pop the babies out of the oven. Hi, Rachie. Good morning. Who wants to see my doggy? While we wait for the cupcakes, let's say hi to the doggy. While we wait for the cupcakes, let's say hi to the doggy. Hi, doggy. Where are you going? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Say hello. Say hello. Hello. All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes left for the mini cupcakes. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. Witchy, where's your baba? Go get your baba. Let me see. 1 minute. 1 minute left on the clock. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Mm. This is actually a pretty good hack. I didn't even think about it because I ordered the silicone liners to be able to make things without using liners that like I keep or maybe can be presented without a liner. But I'm always giving things away, so I usually use the liners because it's easier to give things away with a liner. But I only have one mini cupcake tray, and using the mini silicones to hold the paper liner so that they don't get as big as the big cupcake hole. Women in STEM. All right, less than a minute. Less than a minute. Set this aside. Get ready for the cupcakes. Who's ready for some mini cupcakes? 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 Mini cupcakes, mini cupcakes, mini, 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 mini cupcakes. All right, let's see. 30 seconds. 25. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Okay, got you. Okay, I heard you. All right. Ooh, wait, I can't see. Okay, some of these babies are not fully set. So this needs like 1 more minute. And some of them were overfilled slightly. So I'm glad I have these because I might need to swap them out for the full set. You know what I mean? Honey, no. All right, let's see. Okay, less than a minute. Scratched myself on a door. Anywho, happy Bake Miss. Today is Bake Miss day number 7, I think. Bake Miss has been going quiet so far, but good. I have lots of ideas. I just had a lot of emotional roller coaster this week that had me a tiny bit distracted, but that's okay. We bounce back, we make it work, and we're still here. We're back trying to make the best of it. Trying to make some mini cupcakes. Okay, let's see now. Still look a little wet and jiggly. So let's pop these. No, let's do 2 more minutes and then we're just pulling them out because I don't want them to overbake either. But I don't want them to collapse. And that's what keeps happening to me. I keep like the outers keep baking, but the centers don't. I also had another baker give me a hack that I haven't had a chance to try. I need to order another mini tray because there's a baker who only does every other one. She leaves space in between so that they bake more evenly. And I think I need to start doing that. So I need to order another tray of mini cupcakes so that we can get the full pan, but like every other has an empty spot because she says it helps the air circulate better. And I think these should be a good example of that because they have more space in between. So these should be a good experiment. See how these bake up compared to the ones that are in the oven right now. But we're just going to give them another minute. One more minute. One more minute. Un minuto más. Un minuto más. Un minuto más. Okay, cute. All right, let's turn off the timer. Let's take these babies out. Yeah, much better now. I see jiggle. If they don't bounce back when touched. Ugh. Okay, one more minute. One more minute. There's still a tiny touch hair, tiny bit underbaked. And that works for cookies, but not for cakes. I think I'm just a cookie person. I mean, I want to master cakes. I really, really want to master cakes, but cookies are so much more forgiving, my gosh, than cakes are. Because cakes really are like Goldilocks. It's like they can either be too under or too over. They have to be just right. Also, when you're an apartment renter and you don't buy your own equipment, your own oven, like I'm at the mercy of like the electric oven that my landlord gives me. But uh it's as if Goldilocks was a baked good. What's wrong with you cakes? What's wrong with you cakes? All right, that's it. After this, we're pulling them out, and I'm just gonna like see what happens. There we go. Ooh, ta-da! Yeah, much better. Okay, so now let's pop these in for 12 minutes. Okay, see, some of these were a little over full, and we don't want to let them rest too much in here. They need to pop out soon. So let's get ready to pop. Let's get ready to pop these out. Yeah, it's the best way to transfer these. Okay.
Oh, no. Ugh, why? Mm. Well, they're gonna get something on top of them, so it's okay. We can disguise that. We can hide that, but oh my god, why? Why? ¿Por qué? Why? Why? ¿Por qué? Why? Why? ¿Por qué? Why? I know. Ugh, such a fail. Honey, I said no. See? Bad. Let's take this one. Let's take the one that the tweezers fell on. Mm, the little chocolate chips are melting. Mm, it tastes good. They need to set for sure, but it tastes good. Yep, definitely chocolate. Mm, 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 mm. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see the other ones. We're testing the other method. Definitely convinced that every other one is the way to go. And I overfilled them just a touch because I was trying to, this is the perfect ratio, but I overfilled some of them a little bit. Next time, all right, let's see the little babies that are in the oven. Oh my gosh, the difference is wild. Yeah, they need space in between. These need like another minute, but they need space in between. Wow, what a difference. Okay, let's leave that in there for 2 more minutes. Wow, that really makes a big difference. Okay, dang. Okay, I now that convinced me. I need a second mini muffin tin because we need to give them space in between. Also, something about the silicone liner. I think that helped too, kind of like keep them elevated. Ma'am, excuse you, no. All right, I think we learned a lot today. I think this recipe definitely tastes good. Now it's just about getting the technique down. But I think that lady that separates every other space, excuse you, no, not right now. I think that lady that separates every other one with an empty space, I think she's onto something. Because the last little batch that I had, look at how perfectly these baked up and round. They got that dome top that that you want. Yeah, these are really good. Okay, I think that's the way to go. I think I think
think what we do for the future, okay, I think we use the mini muffin tin, every other one, and then we pull out the larger muffin tin and use the silicone liners plus a paper liner. And I think we continue to experiment, but I think this is definitely the way to go versus this. But okay, that's it for today. I'm gonna go hang out with my dog who's demanding my attention. I need to go take her out for a walk. I'm gonna go do that. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I hope to see you soon. And if I don't see you again, I hope you have a wonderful life. Bye.